Hello everyone, I am Monica from IELTS 9 channel. Okay, so always remember me and then my channel IELTS 9. Okay, let's come to the point. Here my main motive is to advise you how to save 6 minutes in reading passage 1. Okay, so these 6 minutes or 5 minutes, if you save it in reading passage 1, definitely it will be fruitful for your time management. Okay, so this is my reading. So could urban engineers learn from dance? Okay, so look at this passage. They have divided into small paragraphs with lettered alphabets A, B, C, D. Let's go to the questions first. Now you can see first type of question 1 to 6. Which paragraph contains the following information? Means we have to read the whole paragraphs, as well as, or you can sometimes find the answers from first two sentences and the last two sentences sometimes, but for this you have to read almost full paragraph. Now another is 7 to 13 is complete the summary, one word. Okay, so I will start reading it. I will just analyze the meaning, as well as I will keep in mind this title also. Wherever while reading the paragraphs, wherever I will be finding this word, I will just start doing this also side by side. Okay, so British roads also another important keyword. So let's analyze the options for finding the information. Okay, now you can see we have 7 paragraphs and we have questions here only 6, so definitely one paragraph will not come for these answers. Reference to an appealing way of using dance that the writer is not proposing. Okay, writer is not proposing, writer is not favoring it, you can say. Appealing way of dance, using dance. Okay, so it is not a so he is not favoring it. Okay, second, an example of a contrast between past and present approaches to building. Okay, so these, why I am just doing it, because I will be looking in paragraph some kind of past words. Exactly same word you will not get, exactly same present word you will not get. For present you can you can find the word now, modern, and for past, history and medieval time or any other time or early ages, you can find the words and they may be talking about building. Third number, mention of an objective purpose of both dance and engineering. Okay, fourth number is reference to an unforeseen problem arising from ignoring the climate. Okay, why some measures intended to help people are being reversed. Okay, reverse, why some reasons, maybe reasons, some measures intended to help people. Okay, next is 6, reference to how transport has an impact on human lives. Okay, so why, so just I have done it because when I will be reading one paragraph and then I will come back to these information and directly I will be looking at these keywords only, not, I will not be reading the whole. Okay, and then if I have to match the proper meaning, then I will read it. Okay, now these are my keywords. Let's go to the first paragraph. So this is a paragraph, you can say. We have to read it thoroughly, but we will try to find the words also. So transportation word is, I can see, and human lives I have to see also. The way we travel around cities, we means human beings. Cities has a major impact on whether they are sustainable. Transportation is estimated. So you have to read it not very thoroughly, but just finding the words, as well as try to understand the main meaning, not each and everything you don't need to. So lowering the need for energy vehicles is essential for environmental impact of mobility. But as for more people move to cities, it is important to think about other kinds of sustainable level. Okay, so here also social lives, access to art, so everything they are talking about art. So let's read the another one also. Healthier, more enjoyable, less environmental damaging to travel around cities. So everything, so the main motive of this paragraph, so you can see transportation, travel, we means human beings they are talking about, and damaging to travel. So everything they are just discussing everything about transportation. So we were having one option. Let's read it. How I have read the paragraph, and main thing I have just taken out by reading so many things in that a paragraph. So let's read the transportation. We had transport is also there in this transport and human being. Reference to how transport has an impact on human lives. So everything we have matched. For this I will be writing it A. Okay, A will come here. Okay, now let's move on to the B paragraph. Please do it with me. Whatever I am reading it now, B paragraph is dance might hold some of the answer. Okay, that is not to suggest. Not to suggest. The writer is not proposing. So this was given about dance. Everyone should, but let's read another paragraph, another lines also. Everyone should dance their way to work, however healthy and happy it might make us, but rather that techniques used by choreographers to experiment with the design movement in dance could provide engineers. Okay, Richard, influential urbanist who has transferred ideas about the way. So no, we don't need to read it because this is not writer. Writer is talking about his. So that is not to suggest everyone should dance their way to work, however healthy and happy it might make us. So let's read the options. So what the writer is proposing, so here you can see reference to an appealing way of using dance that the writer is not proposing, writer is not suggesting. So in B paragraph I will show it to you again. I will be writing it here B. So this is B. This is not to suggest everyone should dance their way to work, however healthy and happy it might make us, but rather that techniques used by choreographers to experiment with the design and movement in dance could provide engineers and all, but he is not suggesting. Okay, let's move on to C paragraph. Now read it with me. C paragraph. Whereas medieval, what is medieval? Past, early ages. Medieval builders improved and adapted construction through their innate knowledge of materials and personal experience of the conditions on a site. Building designs are now, as I told you, for present they can use now, modern times, or in present times they can use, are now conceived and stored in media technologies. So designer from physical social reality. So everything, so here they have told about construction through innate knowledge of materials. So let's building designs. Okay, let's go to the options. So many questions you will find it very easily within 30 seconds. So there's, yes, here an example of a contrast between past and present approaches to building. So this is for C. For this second answer you will be finding it C. So we have done A first, second and last one. Now 1, 2, 3 are left. Let's move on to the D paragraph. So this is D paragraph. Let's read it. To illustrate, Senate discusses this. I am not going to read this information. A development technology of modernist approach to. So some people may be confused between this approach word in that options. No, read it thoroughly. Like to urban planning prevalent in 1970. Created a grid of streets, towers intended as a new pedestrian-friendly downtown in Atlanta. According to this failed is because its designers had invested too much faith in computer-aided design to tell how it would operate. They failed to take into account that purpose. Okay, they are talking about coffee and all. Street cafes could not operate in the hot sun. Without the protective awnings common in older buildings would need energy consuming air conditional. Yes, somewhere they were talking about climate thing. Okay, so let's read. That is giant car park would feel so unwelcoming that it would put people off getting off their cars. Uncontrollable, predictable, uncontrollable. Let's read the options first. Yes, in any option we were just climate word is here. Yes, reference to an unforeseen problem arising from ignoring the climate. So that is with D. Okay, so they were talking about hot sun and all. So you can read it. I will show it. So here they failed to take into account that purpose built these cafes could not operate in hot sun without the protective common odor and consuming air conditioning instead of giant cars. So everything they are feel so unwelcoming that it would people. So everything they are denoting that they are doing it for climate. Now this is my E paragraph. Let's read E1. The same is true in transport engineering, which uses models to predict. So big paragraph is there and shape the way people move around the city. Again, these models are necessary, but they are built on specific world views. In certain forms of efficiency and safety are considered and other city ignored. Okay, designs that seem logical in models appear counter-intuitive in the actual experience of their user. Okay, the guardrails were there in the complete the summary. That will be, let's do that one also side by side. So here guardrails, we have got the clue here in this. Guardrails were introduced on British roads to improve the dash of pedestrian. So pedestrian while ensuring that the movement of dash. So first I will be finding to improve the dash and of pedestrians. Okay, so the guardrails that will be familiar to anyone who has attempted to cross a British road. For example, there were an engineering solution. Yes, pedestrian word is there, safety. So that I will be putting there, safety word. Okay, so safety will come here, and while ensuring the movement of dash is not disrupted. Okay, let's find it. Where you have found the first answer, after that you will find the another answer. So they were talking about while ensuring the movement of a dash is not disrupted, based on model that prioritize the smooth flow of traffic, ensuring the smooth flow of traffic. So smooth flow of traffic we can write, movement of traffic is not disrupted. Next, pedestrians are led to access points. Okay, access points and encouraged to cross one dash at a time. Okay, access points are led to and encouraged to cross one. Okay, now in the same paragraph, access point was the word. Major roads, they often crossing points is given, often guide specific crossing points and slow down their progress across the road by using access point word is also here, to divide the crossing into two or one for each carriageway. Carriageway will come because one is also given over there. Crossing point to divide, because where we have found this word, after that we will find the answer. To divide crossing into one for each carriageway we can write over there. Yes, access point we have found, encouraged to cross one or two carriageway at a time. Okay, so carriageway it will come. Same spelling you have to write whatever is given in the passage. Okay, so next one is, an unintended effect is to create psychological difficulties in crossing the road, particularly for less. Now my main focus will be for less dash, less people. Okay, so less means some other words they may be using, so that would be the answer. If you are aware about the common words and its synonyms, definitely you can find easily answer. So I was looking for less, least, mobile. Yes, here we have finished that fill in the blanks. In doing so, make crossing feel longer. Introducing psychological word was also there. Barriers greatly impacting those that are less means least here, mobile. So let's write it there, mobile. So mobile word is here. Now another result is that some people cross the road in a dash way. So in a way, road the cross in a dash way. The guardrails separate and make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are. Okay, first I will be, people cross the road in a dash way. Okay, now least mobile, this was the answer. And encouraging others to make dangerous crossing to get the guardrails. So what was the another result? So and encouraging, this is the and encouraging, so this encourages others to make dangerous crossing to get around the guard. So dangerous will come, and let's fill it. So another result is that some people, so result means encouraging. So here indirectly they are talking about encouraging people to cross the road in a dangerous way. Okay, now next one, the guardrails separate dash and make it separate, some separate and make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are. Okay, let's find it, separate and difficult. Okay, till here we have finished. These barriers don't just make it harder to cross the road, harder to cross the road, difficult to cross the road was given, and they divide means separate communities. So I will be writing it here. So for this I will be writing separate means divide communities. Okay, and make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are. Let's find it. So communities, separate communities and decrease opportunities for healthy transport. Transport word was there, so healthy word will come. So you can see, introduce forms of transport that are healthy. Okay, now we have left only here two questions. Only which question? Two questions, third and fifth. Let's read it because we have already gone through this paragraph. So here in the end it was given, these barriers don't make it harder. As a result, many are now being removed and causing disruption, cost and waste. Because initially they were talking about some new things to introduce. So here in this, why some measures intended to help people are being reversed. So you can see, as a result many are now being removed, causing. So for this I will be writing here E. Now one is left. Now there is confusion. If you don't have time, then you can just guess it. Otherwise, you can just find it. Objective of both dancing and engineering. Let's read the two paragraphs also. The last paragraph and second last and the last. If their designers had the tools to think with their bodies like dancers and imagine how these barriers would feel, there might have been a better solution. In order to bring about fundamental changes to the ways we use our cities, engineers will need to develop. We need to develop a richer understanding why people move in certain ways and how this movement affect them. Choreography may not seem an obvious choice for tackling this problem, yet it shall. Okay, choreographers have deep understanding of the psychological. Okay, so of course those who are having these kinds of things, it means these are the objectives of these things. Same, they are talking about engineering will need to develop richer understanding about people. Okay, so let's find. Yes, here mention of an objective of both dance and engineering. So I did not go into too details, but yes, these words were denoting have a deep understanding of the psychological, aesthetic, physical implication of different ways of moving. So I will be writing here F paragraph. Okay, let's check the answers first. So these are the answers, B from 1 to 13, you can see. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.